catching up with Taylor men's soccer head coach Gary Ross to look back at the 2021 season for he and the Trojans. Last year didn't make it to the postseason after a rough year. This year you guys got back 9-7-1 overall record and played Grace really tough in that first round of the Crossroads League tournament. First of all, what were your thoughts on the season overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall much better than last year. I think we played the game the way we wanted to play it. We were very possession-oriented, did a lot of counter-pressing when we lost the ball. I think we had, obviously the results demonstrated a better product on the field. And I think there were a few games out there that we definitely feel like we let go and we should have had and didn't. And so, yeah, I mean, I think, but overall optimistic, about the future because I think we laid a lot of good groundwork this year and played really well. Yeah.
You had 4 freshmen that were in your starting 11 in that postseason match up at Grace. What type of energy did those young guys provide to your team this year?
Yeah, I mean, energy I think was significant, but it wasn't just energy. I think it was as much as anything, it was just talent, technique, and tactical awareness. Like I think that they were all very good players. We started Spiegel in the goal. We had Levi Yoder on the right back, Colin Maris as a center back, and then Pablo at the 6 for the game against Grace. And so they're just good with the ball. We wanted to get better at possession here this year. Literally the last year and a half, just about everything we did was possession oriented. Every training session, all the time. I mean, to the point where I'm sure guys are just like, seriously, another game of rondos. But yeah, I mean, it's what it takes to become better. Is you got to just keep doing the same thing over and over again to get better at it. So I think those 4 were very good. I think we had some good performances by other players as well, certainly all season. But the freshmen did come in and make an impact for sure.
You mentioned a year and a half of trying to change how you want to attack things tactically out on the field. What was it like to see it really come to fruition this year after working at it for so long?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we had loads of alums who would watch the games online, and they would, text me the next day or whatever, be like, Coach, man, like the possession is so fun to watch. It's so much better. Wish we would have played that way when we were here. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But I think it was very, rewarding. I can think of a couple games, maybe the Spring Arbor game or the IWU game where we felt like we played, even the Grace game at the very end, like we felt like we played very, very well. We did what we wanted to do. We knew that we didn't have a guy that was going to score 12, 15 goals for us this year. And so we kind of was like, well, we have to figure out, we just got to manufacture goals with loads of other people in lots of different ways. So we had, I don't know, like probably 5 or 6 guys score like 3 or 4 goals each. And I think that's what we needed to do on the front end of the season. That's what I thought we needed to do in order to be successful, to win any games. And certainly our guys stepped up, and guys like Maris would score goals, Jackson Hoosier score goals. Toward the end, Alzadi kind of came on strong too. And so yeah, it was just good to see the guys buy into each other, buy into what we were doing, and succeed.
You mentioned Jackson Hoosier. He was one of your 4 players to get all Crossroads League recognition, headlining the group with the first team all-league nod. He scored 3 goals in a 3-match stretch, but he also was really, really good back there on the back line, really physical, really fast for his size. What's it like to see such a young guy, only in his second year here, get first-team nods?
Yeah, well, I mean, when we recruited him, we thought we saw that potential. Obviously, when we're bringing in any player, we think, you can be successful. But particularly him as a center back, being technical as a center back, but also having, some of the maybe unique things. He is bigger. He is stronger than a lot of guys. He's got just an absolute cannon for a foot, right? I mean, he can shoot, ping the ball 70 yards across the field without really much effort. And you saw the goal against Spring Arbor. So, but I would attribute this. Like I was watching some of the film of him his freshman year. He put on about 20 to 25 pounds this last year, and basically like straight muscle. And all of that was kind of work in the off season and work on his own. And so I think what that is an example for everyone to look and say, hey man, like you can show up every day to practice, and you'll sort of check off the boxes or whatever. But if you really want to make strides and make improvements, like you got to do some more work on your own. And so he took that part of it very seriously, and good for him and good for us because he did.
Your other 3 guys getting all-league recognition, honorable mention side, they were Luke Holwarda, James McBride, and John Alsate. What was it like to see them come through? 2 guys have scored some goals for you, and then James, a steady guy back there defensively.
Yeah, well, really good. I mean, James was coming off an injury a couple of years ago. He'd blown his knee. And now he's this year was kind of his first year where he felt like really healthy. So, and honestly, like he's more of an attacking player, and so to put him in the back and to see him succeed as he did, like when Maris went down mid-season, we moved James from an outside back to a center back, and he was brilliant at a center back. So good for him. When it came to John, I think John, like I said earlier, had, kind of blossomed this year. So, started playing the best I'd ever seen him. I think at St. when we played St. Francis and Grace, those are easily his best games of his career that I've seen. And then with Holwerda, he obviously had a couple key goals for us this year and was very dangerous. He was great against Wesleyan, scored the game winner against Mount Vernon. So to see those guys get the recognition, it just seems just, I guess.
Luke Holwerda, also one of the guys named to the COSIDA All-District for their academic prowess as well. Most guys you guys have ever had in these COSIDA awards with 5. Luke was joined by Andrew Sieglin, Sawyer Watterson, Josh Zeiden, and your captain, Quinn Partain. How proud does it make you that not only are they performing very well on the soccer pitch this year, but also did it in the classroom too?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, right? Most of the players we have coming through here are not going on to play pro, and so we want to make sure they're graduating and getting degrees and going out and making an impact in the world. And so, the fact that they've, earned those awards is just an indication that they can balance their life pretty well, and so we're proud of them. We're happy for them that they got, that recognition, and we're able to perform well on the field too.
Looking ahead, I know you guys do a lot of work, even during the winter months inside. You try to build on this really nice foundation of the possession-style attack that you guys did this year. What are the plans for the offseason?
Yeah, well, lots of time in the weight room. A lot of the stuff that, a lot of our possession and whatnot, and a lot of the strength gains that we've seen from our athletes are, Jude has done a great job for us as an assistant coach. Fantastic in a number of areas, and he's particularly proficient with the strength training and the development in that regard. So we're going to do more of it, in the off season. Lots of lifting, some futsal as well. We typically host a futsal tourney here with some Crossroads League teams, like end of February. So we'll be doing that again, and then when we head back outside, just more of the same, man. Lots of possession. So.
What's the drill that the guys roll their eyes at? What's that called again?
The rondos. I mean, yeah. They, I don't know. Maybe
figuratively, of course.
Yeah. They actually do love it. I mean, they love it. They want to play that way. But it's something where you have to kind of do it all the time to make it your thing. So
a little break, then more rondos in the spring, right?
Yeah, more rondos coming your way. Yeah, for sure.
Gary, congrats on a great year. Best of luck as you guys do more rondos and other possession stuff in the spring.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
That's Gary Ross, the Taylor Men's Soccer head coach, joining me today. For more up-to-date information on Taylor Men's Soccer, just log on to TaylorTrojans.com.